Trump breaking news. Amendment number 14. Huge decision for Trump in 2024 on the horizon from the U.S. Supreme Court. On Monday, the U.S. Supreme Court will likely decide whether states can exercise their right to invoke an anti-rebellion constitutional provision in order to exclude Donald Trump from the 2024 vote, citing the January 6 violence. Colorado eliminated him from the Republican primary ballot under a little-known provision to the Constitution. Tuesday is the primary election day in 15 states, one of which is Colorado. At 10 o'clock ET, 1500 hours Greenwich Mean Time, the court announced it would release its opinion. It did not specify which case this will address, but the rare advance warning has increased speculation that it is getting ready to rule on the Colorado case. To clear up any confusion regarding Mr. Trump's involvement, the Colorado Republican Party had asked the court to make its decision before tomorrow's Super Tuesday, the most important day of the primary calendar. The justices appeared skeptical during last month's oral arguments over the possibility of removing Mr. Trump off the ballot. Their decision is likely to support the former president. The Colorado Supreme Court relied on a little-known constitutional amendment from the Civil War era when they declared him ineligible for the Republican primary in December. Anyone who has engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the government cannot take office again, regardless of whether it's at the federal, state, or military level. According to Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, why the Supreme Court is considering whether or not Trump can be eligible to vote the 4 criminal cases involving Trump, a guide as a result of his appeal to the Colorado decision, which he took all the way to the United States Supreme Court. The states of Maine and Illinois also removed Mr. Trump's name from the ballot for comparable reasons. The 2021 U.S. Capitol storming by his followers gave rise to a grassroots movement to remove him under this obscure amendment. On January 6, there was an effort to postpone the peaceful transition of power. Some groups, such Free Speech for People, claimed this constituted an act of rebellion according to the amendment's wording. Opponents of the Colorado decision, however, voiced concerns that the state would deny its citizens the opportunity to decide for themselves whether or not to elect Mr. Trump as president. Since Mr. Trump has never faced rebellion charges connected to the Capitol incident, other experts were also doubtful about the case's legal grounds. Free speech protects his statements to supporters before that day's violence, his lawyers said. According to Mr. Trump, his expulsion constitutes political persecution. Legal challenges in other states would be moot if the Supreme Court upheld Mr. Trump's eligibility to compete in Colorado. With a sweep of the states set for Super Tuesday, he should easily defeat his Republican opponent Nikki Haley. His immunity from prosecution for acts he took while president is an issue that the court has not yet decided. As he confronts multiple criminal prosecutions, that decision will have far-reaching ramifications. According to Palestinian media, Israel allegedly blew up the home of a Hamas terrorist who is accused of the murder of a British-Israeli mother and her 2 daughters. In April of last year, as Lucy D., 48, and her daughters Maya, 20, and Rina, 15, were driving through the northern Jordan Valley, Mos al-Masri, a member of a Hamas cell, allegedly opened fire on them. Images and videos of the destruction of a 4th-floor apartment belonging to him have surfaced online. At the scene, the girls were pronounced dead. Lucy, who was taken to the hospital in severe condition, passed away 3 days later. Efrat is a settlement in the West Bank located just south of Jerusalem. The family relocated to Israel from London about 8 years ago.